Welcome to the Thunder and Lightning Show. Today I'm here with Brett the Fog, and today we want to talk about strengthening schools and parishes, word on fire style. So Brett, what have you got for us?
Well, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. You may recognize that as the party slogans from 1984, George Orwell's novel. Well, the Catholic Church, wanting to keep up with the times, the spirit of aggiornamento, I would say that closing churches is evangelizing. Destruction is growth. And retreat is victory. That's what's going on now. I was inspired by something that happened last month. Declining enrollment forces Philadelphia Archdiocese to close two schools. Two very nice schools. One of them was the oldest diocesan all-girls school in America. A school so interesting that they have many traditions and they have the right to use Mickey Mouse as their mascot. No one has that. Walt Disney did not give that out, but he did give it to them. But they're going to close that school. And let me read this to you. The closure of the schools was made, quote, with an eye to strengthening the other schools in the system. Our strong focus is on the future of Catholic secondary education in Philadelphia, ensuring it remains accessible and affordable for all. Well, it's going to make them stronger. Closing them makes them stronger. Now, maybe they should close even more schools, because that would make the other ones left even more accessible and affordable. As a matter of fact, if they closed all the schools, the tuition would be free, and the school would be everywhere you have a house. Because after all, home is the holy place. Thank you, Archbishop Wester. Yes.
We're talking about Icelandic strongmen.
Oh yeah, this is like throwing the caber and the Highland Games. Oh yeah, this is tug of war stuff. Carrying that big rock. This is making us great. And of course, it's not just schools. It's your churches too. As a matter of fact, hey, we're all Catholics here, right? Anyone who's not a Catholic, welcome aboard. But, hey, you've been there, your church is closed, your school is gone. It's happening everybody, everywhere. You have a priest sometimes you don't. So, here in, let's pick Pittsburgh, for example. 40 Pittsburgh Catholic diocese parishes to merge into 14. Yes, that's going to be great. They're going to do that in January. And the bishop there is Zubik. And he said the mission is to strengthen the diocese. Yes. Now, for 2 years, we've all journeyed on this road that intends to unite you on the mission to bring the good news of Jesus to your neighbors and to strengthen you all in faith once again. Now, he did say that it is designed to help capitalize on resources of individual parishes before they're squandered, by providing masses and sacraments and stuff like that. So, how many parishes are left in the Diocese of Pittsburgh? 81, going down from 107.
Well, and to be clear here, they're not closing churches, they're just merging all kinds of parishes, right?
Well, they're suppressing parishes. You had the parish of St. Peter and Paul. It's no longer a parish. It doesn't exist. There's a building there. There might be a school there. There might be a church building, but it's part of the Mach 1 or whatever they call it. But that's how it is. Now, Zubik said, hey, southwestern Pennsylvania is radically different than it was 100, 50, 20, even 10 years ago.
Well, he's right about that.
Yes.
They are losing population, but I think the church is declining at a faster rate than the population.
It certainly is. Our call from God to bring his love to everyone continues as strong as ever. Yes. The changes will position each new parish for effectiveness. And it's going to allow those leaders to focus on spiritual work. So, hey, it's all a good thing. We should have done this years ago. Who knew we had all this deadwood?
Yeah, I mean, close everything, right? Because apparently that's the name of the game.
That's what they did in Japan. Look how that worked out for them.
Yeah, so anyway, with the Diocese of Pittsburgh, one of the primary I guess, reasons behind this is the lack and decline of the number of priests in the diocese. I haven't done any research, but it's a significant decline.
It is.
And that's why they're merging parishes.
Wait a minute, but wait. Let me make this point. Now the Diocese of Pittsburgh has a bishop, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And a bishop can ordain priests, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, all he has to do is take out his hands and lay them on an unmarried gentleman, and guess what? He's a priest. Yes, your priest shortage is not a priest shortage. Your priest shortage is a shortage of faith because the bishops will not ordain these. They say, oh no, we can't get people. They won't ordain them. It's really that simple. And we're busy destroying parishes. Now parishes go back to about the year 500. And of course, parishes are mentioned, not by name, but in the Bible. Paul goes to the church of, wherever, and that's a church. And it's run by a bishop, and, there are priests, and once Catholicism went mainstream and wasn't persecuted by the Romans, they set up parishes, and they've been going ever since until now. Now, suddenly, it's all about the priest. It's all about vicariates, yes. So, in Detroit, that's the vice president of the USCCB, Alan Vigneron. He's getting ready to unleash the gospel. Sent on mission. I don't know why that's what they say. Unleash the gospel, sent on mission. Now, they're going to do this in waves. So, in the central region, there's the Genesis Vicariate. A vicariate means a vicar, means a priest. It's not about your parish anymore. It's about the priest. And so they're going to take, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parishes and put them into what they call a family. It's like, if everyone lives on the same block, they all become a family. You know how that works. And then there's the next vicariate, the Renaissance Vicariate. That's Catholic, right? No, it's not. Don't worry. But it goes on. It's like I said, retreat is victory. But it's up to us, the laity, to get out there and sell this Catholicism to our friends and neighbors, so these priests will have something to do. That's what I'm getting out of it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm usually wrong, but it's okay. So so if it hasn't happened yet, it will. It's coming to you because they're the bishops and they have no hands.
Yeah, and I think bishops are going to be forced, not necessarily forced, but they will be forced to do something about declining numbers of priests and declining donations.
This is what they're doing. They're trimming the fat. They're trimming the churches. They're trimming the congregations. They're getting to what they can comfortably handle with their projecting their declining, ever declining numbers, never increasing numbers, never stable numbers. They're projecting decline because they're working toward decline. If that's your goal, that's what you're going to hit.
And that's coming in the next 2 years because of one thing, and that is the government loans. Now, churches, parishes, dioceses, they're going to see an increase in revenue. I mean, a lot of them have already seen it. An increase in revenue for this year because of the government loans.
Don't need you.
And this was supposed to be a time when the bishops and priests could have cut different, expenses from their books, said, okay, well, we don't really need a faith formation director because they're doing Zoom classes once a month with 2 students. So we don't want to pay them however much we pay them. We can save that money and prepare for the impending doom of the churches. Because that's what it is. It's going to be a financial catastrophe. Bishops don't want to close churches, but they're going to be forced to.
See, I disagree with you. I think bishops do want to close churches. When they see a parish that is losing money, they want to close it. That is my unconsidered opinion.
But most of the times they don't close it, though.
That was for a while. What they like to do is they like to beat it out of the congregation. What they like to do, of course, they cut off all aid from the diocese, And then they cut out all the priests from the diocese. This is what happened to us. That's what happened in my original home parish. And they cut out all the priests, and then they brought in some religious priests, and then they took all. Then they consolidated the parishes and took all the money from the fattest parish and gave it to everybody else, and that's the one they closed, the fattest one. So, no, trust me, there's a plan. It doesn't have your best interest at heart, my opinion.
So the last thing I want to talk about is actually how to actually strengthen parishes, schools. I think it's a simple answer.
Okay.
What would you have to say about that, Brett?
I preach a Catholic faith myself.
That's the simple answer. You don't need to go to Word on Fire to figure this out. You strengthen schools by preaching Catholicism. You strengthen parishes by preaching traditional Catholicism. You don't bring in this modernist nonsense because everyone's going to leave. You've already seen that happen with my generation, the millennials. I'm one of the few millennials in the Catholic Church. The rest of them, they pretty much go. The rest of the millennials in the church, they pretty much go to the Latin Mass. I don't know. Maybe there's a few modernists here and there, but not very many.
Not very many.
The ones that don't believe don't go to church.
Yeah, they'll leave. So, or they go to the fine Protestant church down the street. Yeah, they're very good about that. Unless they're becoming Muslim. There is that too.
All right, well, that's very obvious. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Brett.
And
we are the
laity, and we will not be silent.